Hello everyone. In today's video, I'll be showing how to draw Bode plot for a transfer function having a quadratic term. Okay, so we have a transfer function here. G of s, h of s is equal to 64 into s plus 2 divided by s into s plus 0.5 into s square plus 3.2 s plus 64. So in this transfer function, you can see that there is a quadratic term present in the denominator. That means a quadratic pole is present. So we have several factors if you observe this one. So I'll show how to draw Bode plot for this particular transfer function. So what we have to do is now you have to observe this transfer function, whether the transfer function is given in pole zero form or time constant form. See, I have explained in the previous video how to convert the pole zero form into time constant form. So here you can see that it is given in pole zero form. So first thing what we have to do is you have to convert this transfer function into time constant form. What is the time constant form? Time constant form is nothing but it is of the term will be of 1 plus st form. Okay, so if the term is of the form s plus a, then you can say this is pole zero form and this is our time constant form. Okay, so now we are converting the transfer function to time constant form. How we will be converting it? Now we see here the transfer function. Now s plus 2, I am just taking 2 outside, so I can write it as s by 2 plus 1, and in the denominator you can see s plus 0.5, so I have to make this 0.5 1. So what I do is I'll take 0.5 outside and I can write it as s by 0.5 plus 1. And for this quadratic term, we have to make the constant term 1. So here you can see the constant term is 64. So the 64 we can take it outside. So when you take 64 outside, the transfer function, the factor becomes s square by 64 plus 3.2 s divided by 64 plus 1. Now all our factors are in time constant form. Okay. Now what we do is we can cancel off this constant terms and we will be getting finally 4 as the constant term there in the numerator. Okay. Now the next step is since it is a frequency domain approach, we have to substitute s is equal to j omega. So instead of s, we will be substituting s is equal to j omega. So we are writing it as gj omega hj omega is equal to, we are just substituting, replacing s with j omega in this step. Okay, now you are familiar with how to draw or how to find the corner frequency for first order factor, and what about this second order factor or the quadratic factor? So in this case what we do is we know the standard second order transfer function is of the form omega n square divided by s square plus 2 theta omega n s plus omega n square. This is our standard transfer function for a second order factor, second order transfer function. So here when we are writing this in the time constant form, as I said, when you are converting into the time constant form, the constant term in the factor should always be 1. So here the constant factor term is omega n square. So how will we make this omega n square 1? By taking this outside as the common factor. Okay, so we are just taking that omega n square outside here. So when you are taking omega n square outside, you can write it as s square by omega n square plus 2 theta omega ns plus omega n square plus 1. So in the denominator, the standard second order factor we can write like this for the time constant form. Okay, now when you substitute s is equal to j omega, that is for a frequency response approach, we will be getting it as 1 by 1 plus 2 theta j omega by omega n plus j omega square divided by omega n square. That is the transfer function in frequency domain. Now for a quadratic factor, we know that the corner frequency is equal to omega n. Omega n is nothing but it is the natural frequency of oscillation. So what we can do is in the given transfer function you have a quadratic factor. That quadratic factor you compare with the standard equation. Standard equation is one which I have written here. Okay, so this is our standard equation. standard quadratic equation. So that quadratic equation, we are comparing it with the given transfer function, given factor. Okay, so given factor is 1 plus 3.2 j omega by 64 plus j omega square divided by 64. So here we can just see that omega n square is nothing but 64. So what is omega n? Omega n is square root of 64, that is 8. So we know that corner frequency omega c for a quadratic factor is equal to omega n. So we are getting omega c, that is the corner frequency for a quadratic factor, as 8 radians per second. Okay, so here now we will just see what all. Okay, this is 8 radians per second. I will just write radians per second. Okay, now we have to identify the factors. So from the given transfer function, I'll just show you the transfer function here. I'll just see what are the factors present here. And here you just see we have a constant term 4, then we have a first order 0, then we have a pole at origin, then we have a first order pole, and then we have a second order pole or a quadratic factor pole. Okay, so factors we have identified. So here see the factors which we have identified. Constant factor 4. So when you are writing the factor, for the constant term, you have to convert it into decibels. So we will be writing by how will you convert a constant factor to decibel? By multiplying it with, we can take it using the formula 20 log that k, whatever k is 4 here. So we can write it as 20 log 4. So we are getting the answer as 12 dB. Okay, so then a pole at origin is the second factor, that is the first order factor. First order factor, we have another one. We have pole at you can see a one factor corresponding to a pole, that is 1 by 1 plus j omega by 0.5 with a corner frequency 0.5. Corner frequency, as I already told you, will you find if you have a first order factor 1 plus st form, then corner frequency is nothing but 1 by t, where this st we can see here, it is this one. Okay, or 1 by 1 plus j omega t. Okay, so you can easily, so here you can see t is, in this particular case, t is equal to 0.5. So omega c is nothing but 1 by, so t is 1 by 0.5, omega c is 1 upon 1 by 0.5. So you will be getting it as 0.5. So that is the corner frequency for that factor. Similarly, you will be getting for the 0 factor corner frequency as 2, and for the quadratic factor the corner frequency is 8, as I already explained how to find that. Now we will form the table. For plotting, drawing Bode plot, as you know, we need to have there are two plots. One is the magnitude plot and the second one is the phase angle plot. So for plotting the magnitude plot, you have to form this table. So we will arrange the factors in the increasing order of corner frequency. So whenever you are forming the table, make sure that the first term in the table should be the constant term, if the transfer function is having any constant term present in that. Okay, so first we will start with the constant term, then next term should be pole or 0 at origin if it is present. Okay, so in our particular problem which we have taken, that in that example we have a pole present at origin. Okay, so the first term is the constant factor, that is equal to 4. So we know for a constant factor there is no slope, so it is a straight line of magnitude 12 dB. So we can start, you just see first when you are starting, when you are drawing the Bode plot, you should start a starting frequency. You should select a starting frequency depending upon the least corner frequency available in the question. Okay, so in this particular problem, if you see, just see the table, this column for corner frequency, you can see our least corner frequency is 0.5. So you can take the starting frequency as 0.1. Okay, so it depends now, or 0.01 also you can take, but here in this case the first corner frequency is 0.5. so better it is to be, you can take 0.1 as the starting frequency. So I am just taking, this is randomly, this we are choosing. So I have chosen it as 0.1. So that is why in the first row you can see k is equal to 4. Then we know it is a straight line of magnitude 12 dB and it is starting from 0.1. This 0.1 frequency I have chosen it as a starting frequency, and it is a constant line throughout the graph, so it is going up to infinity. Then the next term, which one you should choose, it is you check whether any pole or zero present in the transfer function. So here we have a pole present at origin, so that is our second term. Now we know that for the first order pole, this pole at origin or zero at origin, now we know all the slopes regarding with respect to this first order factor or the second order factor. We know for a pole at origin the slope is minus 20 dB per decade, so that we are directly writing, we already know this, so minus 20 dB per decade. So the previous slope, there is nothing, no slope, because it was like a straight line. So our resultant slope for this one is minus 20 dB per decade, and our start point is 0.1 because we are starting from 0.1, because you should remember that whenever you are drawing the Bode plot, the starting slope will always be the slope corresponding to the pole or zero present at origin. So if a zero is present at origin, the starting slope will be plus 20 dB per decade. If it is a pole present at origin, then the starting slope will be minus 20 dB per decade. If there is a second order pole present at origin, then the starting slope will be minus 40 dB per decade. If a starting slope, if there is a second order zero present in the transfer function, then the starting slope will be plus 40 dB per decade. So similarly, you can you have to decide. Now in the given problem, we have a pole present at origin, so our starting slope is minus 20 dB per decade. So it is starting at 0.1, and now it should go till the next corner frequency. Now in the table, we can see that I have arranged all the factors in increasing order of corner frequency. See here, this one, first I have written the term corresponding to 0.5, then I have written the term corresponding to 2, and then I have written the term corresponding to corner frequency 8. This should be done properly. You can't interchange this order. If you change this order, your plot will be completely wrong. So whenever you are drawing, you should arrange the factors in the increasing order of corner frequency and write the slope corresponding to that factor. Okay, so now the first one, the pole at origin, it ended at 0.5, which is corresponding to the next corner frequency. Okay, because at this corner frequency our slope is changing. Now here, what is our third term? It is 1 by 1 plus j omega by 0.5. This is a first order pole. So we know that for a first order pole, slope is minus 20 dB per decade. Now what was our previous slope? Our previous slope was this minus 20 dB per decade. This one, previous slope was minus 20 dB per decade. So this slope will get added with this one. So minus 20 plus minus 20 will be our resultant slope. That is this minus 40 dB per decade we are getting. Now our start point, as we know, it is at the corner frequency 0.5 it is starting, and it should end at the next corner frequency. Next corner frequency, you check from the table here, the corresponding to the next factor, what is the corner frequency? So it is 2. So it should end at 2, because at 2 the slope should change. Now in the next factor we have a 0, first order 0. So as we know, for a first order 0, a slope is plus 20 dB per decade. So now just see here, I have written the slope as plus 20 dB per decade. Now how will you find the resultant slope? Now already our plot is having a slope minus 40 dB per decade. So this one will get added with this one. Okay, so this minus 40 plus 20, our resultant slope becomes minus 20 dB per decade. And where it is starting? It is starting at this particular corner frequency, and it is ending at the next corner frequency. Next corner frequency, you can see it is a corner frequency corresponding to the next factor. Here next factor, we can see that it is a quadratic factor. So in this quadratic factor, corner frequency is 8, but this quadratic factor, we can see that it is a pole. So there is this one corresponding to a pole quadratic factor. So quadratic factor we have for a pole, the slope is minus 40 dB per decade. So that slope we are writing here, minus 40 dB per decade. Now what is our resultant slope till the previous factor? We have minus 20 dB per decade. So this minus 20 dB per decade gets added to this minus 40 dB per decade, and we will be getting minus 60 dB per decade as our new slope. Okay, so this is the resultant slope, and where it is starting? It is starting at corner frequency 8. And do we have any more factor in the table? We don't have any more factor in the table. So we can see that that is the last factor in the given transfer function. So this slope will be continuing till infinity. Okay, so now our magnitude table, for plotting the magnitude plot, we have formed the table and we got the resultant slope also, and we know where the slope is changing. Okay, so the corner frequency also we have identified. Now for finding the phase angle is easy. How will you find the phase angle for a particular transfer function? I'll just take the transfer function. Okay, this one. Okay, 4 plus 1 plus, sorry, here this one factor I'll just remove. Okay, this one here. Now just see, first you have 1 plus j omega by 2. So we know that for x plus iy form, how will you find the phase angle? It is nothing but tan inverse y by x. So the same formula will be applying throughout. So in the numerator we'll be getting tan inverse omega by 2, and in the denominator we will be getting tan inverse omega by 0, then tan inverse omega by 0.5, then tan inverse this one y by x, right? So here y is what? Y will be getting it as 3.2 omega by 64 divided by x is 1 minus omega square by 64. So this way you will be finding the phase angle. So it will be substituting in the formula. We'll be getting the formula for phase angle. What is the phase angle then? It is minus 90 degree minus tan inverse omega by 5 plus tan inverse omega by 2 minus tan inverse 3.2 omega by 64 divided by 1 minus omega square by 64. This one is our phase angle equation. Okay, so what we can do is, for plotting this phase angle, we can substitute omega various value and find the phase angle corresponding to that one. So when we are substituting it of omega, I have taken it as 0.1, 0.515. So what we have to do is just substitute in this formula. Okay, in this formula substitute it and find the phase angle. Okay, now we'll be directly going on to the plot here. Now just I have already drawn it so that I won't take time. And okay, now what we can do here is, like, now this one is 0 is our reference line. Okay, now in the given question we know that our corner frequencies are 0.5, 2 and 8. So what is our first step is to, like, now if after marking this magnitude like 20, 40, here you can just see here 20, 40, 60, 80 I have marked, and down it is minus 20, minus 40, minus 60. And here see my starting frequency, I have taken it as 0.1. So if I am taking 0.1 as the starting frequency, after a decade it will be 1, then it will be 10, then 100, and here it will be 1000. Okay, so this is our this frequencies. Now what we have to do is now identify the corner frequency. So 0.5, just see here, this is 0.5. So I'm just drawing a dotted vertical line here. Then what is our second corner frequency? 2. So there also I have drawn a dotted line. Then the third corner frequency is 8. There also I have drawn a dotted line. Why I have drawn this dotted line? Because I just need to make a reference where I need to change the slope. Okay, so from the table we know that I'll just show the table again so that you will understand. Now just see, what is the first step? We have to draw a straight line of magnitude 12 dB. Okay, it is starting from 0.1 and it goes to infinity. So this one k is equal to, for straight line we have to draw. The second thing is 1 by j omega, that is minus 20 dB per decade line we have to draw, and it should go till 0.5. Okay, we will draw that. It is already drawn. I will show you. Okay, so the 0, I have drawn a black line here as the reference. Now just see this blue line, this one. So this line is nothing but our 12 dB line. Okay, so it is starting from 0.1 frequency and it is going till infinite. Okay, so I have drawn the line corresponding to the constant factor. Now the second factor is pole present at origin. So for pole present at origin, the slope is minus 20 dB per decade. Now here first you need to draw lines for the slopes. Okay, so you see this blue lines I have drawn here. The first blue line is for minus 20 dB per decade because it is starting from this 20. Then the second blue line I have drawn is for minus 40 dB per decade, and the third one is minus 60 dB per decade. So these are the three slopes we will be going to use in solving this problem. So that is why we have identified this. We have drawn the slope lines for our reference purpose. So in the first slope, the Bode plot should start with a starting slope of minus 20 dB per decade. But make sure that when you are drawing this minus 20 dB per decade, it should pass through omega is equal to 1, that is this one, at a magnitude of 12 dB. So you have to shift this minus 20 dB per decade line such that that line should pass through. If you extend this one, because we know that at 0.5 the slope should change. At 0.5 frequency the slope should change to minus 40 dB per decade. Okay, so this is this one. Okay, I'll just, this line is minus 40 dB per decade. Okay, so here now if you extend this line, this red color line which I have drawn here, this one if you extend to it is like, now it should pass through at omega is equal to 1, it should pass through here. Just see, at omega is equal to 1, it should pass, when you extend this, it should pass through this point, that is 12 dB line. So we need not extend it, while we just keep it as a reference and make sure that it is passing through this 12 dB at omega equal to 1. Okay, but you have to stop this line at corner frequency 0.5, because we know that at corner frequency 0.5 the slope is changing. So at corner frequency 0.5 where the slope is changing, I'll show in this diagram, in this table, sorry. So here at 0.5, just see our slope is changing to minus 40 dB per decade. The next corner frequency at 2, the slope is changing to minus 20 dB per decade, and at corner frequency 8 it is changing to minus 60 dB per decade. So here we will be extending this line till corner frequency 2 with a slope minus 40 dB per decade. At 2, what is happening? At 2, the corner frequency, at this corner frequency, the slope is changing to minus 20 dB per decade. So, and that will be going up to the end point is next corner frequency. Next corner frequency is 8. So, you have to draw this slope line till next corner frequency, that is at 8. So, minus 20 dB per decade line we will be drawing, and it will be extending up to 8. Then at 8, what is happening? The slope is changing to minus 60 dB per decade. So then you have to draw a line of slope minus 60 dB per decade at corner frequency 8. Okay, so this slope lines I have already drawn, this light blue lines. So you can draw parallel to this line so that you will be getting that particular slope line, and you can draw wherever you wish. Okay, so our magnitude plot is done. It is completed. Now we will draw the phase angle. Phase angle plot is easy. What we have to do is we just mark the angles. I'm just marking this reference line as minus 180. And I'm starting minus 90, minus 120, because you see the table here. You can see it is the phase angle is starting from minus 98.72 and it is going up to minus 269. So you just need to mark only this much angles so that you can plot it. So 0.1 for corresponding to 0.1 frequency, your phase angle should be minus 98.72. 0.5 it should be minus 22.4. So we are just marking those points here. You can see I have marked the points here, and what I have to do is I have to just join those points by a smooth curve. Okay, you try to take as many close-up points as possible so that the plot can be drawn smoothly. So here it is not so much close points I have taken, but if you take very nearby points, close-up points, then the plot becomes more smooth. So then join this points by a smooth curve, you will be getting the phase angle plot. So now our magnitude plot is done, phase angle plot is also done. Now how will you find the phase margin and gain margin? We know that for finding a phase margin will be finding at gain crossover frequency. Gain crossover frequency, how will you find? It is the frequency where the magnitude plot intersects the 0 dB line. So here you just see this one red line, this red slope, our magnitude plot line is intersecting here at 0 dB. So that frequency corresponding to our omega GC. So we found that the omega GC is approximately 7.8 radians per second here. It is happening here. So you draw a vertical down in such a way that it is intersecting the phase angle plot, and the difference between this 180 and this point will give you the phase margin. Now how will you find the gain margin? Gain margin occurs at phase crossover frequency. So what is phase crossover frequency? It is the point, it is frequency at which phase angle becomes minus 180 degrees. So here you just see this phase angle plot, come here and check where it is intersecting this minus 180 degree line. Okay, so here at this point it is intersecting, phase angle is intersecting. So that is the phase crossover frequency. Now draw a vertical up to this magnitude plot, okay, from this phase crossover frequency point. Then wherever it is intersecting that magnitude plot, the distance between the reference line, that is a 0 dB line, and this point will give you the gain margin. Okay, so this difference is gain margin. And phase crossover frequency in this particular case we got it as in the previous one, gain crossover frequency, it was 1.5 radians per second, and here phase crossover frequency we are just getting it as approximately 7.8 radians per second, and gain margin we are getting as 12 dB. You have to measure this distance. Okay, so this is an approximate value 12 dB, and phase margin we got it as 53 degree. Okay, so this is how we will be finding the gain margin and phase margin from the Bode plot. Please note that this is an approximate plot only, because we have not taken the error conditions into it, that 3 dB and all. So this is an approximate, you can say this is the magnitude approximate plot of Bode for this magnitude plot, and even the phase angle plot. So here we can see that gain margin and phase margin both are positive. So here the given system is stable. So this is how we will be plotting the Bode plot for a transfer function which is having a quadratic factor. I hope it is clear to you now. And suppose you need to find the gain k, then the question will be slightly different. In the case here, in this particular question, the transfer function is given and you are asked to find the gain margin, phase margin. But in the case if you are asked to find gain k is not given, in that case more data will be given in the question, like find the gain k so that the phase margin and so and so, or gain margin and so or so, or the phase crossover frequency or gain crossover frequency will be given in the question. In that case we can draw the Bode plot. Assuming k is equal to 1, draw the Bode plot, and then you have to shift the Bode plot according to the phase crossover frequency or gain crossover frequency, whatever is given in the question. So in a similar way you can easily draw the Bode plot and find the value of k. I hope it is understood. So we'll come up with more videos on more topics. Okay, thank you for watching.